Terry here. Just wanted to check in real fast. I am pre-op for gastric bypass surgery. I am 4 months in on the diet that I need for my insurance. I go July 11th for my 5th consultation, then the first part of August for my 6th. I've got all my appointments done but the mammogram, which I have tomorrow, and then I also have the endoscopy on July 11th. And then that will be all the appointments. I have to get my blood work redone because my A1C was high. It was a 9.2. My doctor won't do the surgery unless it's below 8. So I'm going to get that done probably the last part of July, stretch it out as long as I can and give myself as much time. So that will probably be the last week or so of July. Then the first part of August, I'll do my last consultation, and if my A1C and everything is fine, then they'll submit everything for insurance approval. Some stats, I am 5'4". My weight when I weighed in, the initial time was 249. I am now 243. So I have lost a little bit of weight, not a lot. I've been weighing myself here at home. I am down a couple pounds this time. I don't know how because I went on vacation. I've really been trying to watch more portion control and really watch my sugar so that I can get the A1C down. I did go on vacation last week with my family, my sister, her husband, my brother, and then my sister's 2 young sons. They're 10 and 7. We went to Myrtle Beach for a week, had a lot of fun, ate out a lot, breakfast, and a lot of times dinner or lunch. We tried to eat in the hotel some, but we were just going and doing so much it was just hard. Tried to make good choices when we were eating out. Not always something I could eat. Not always something easy for me to find. So I worked real hard at portion controls and trying to make the best choices that I could. A couple days my sugar did get high, which I expected that since we're on vacation and I didn't make all the best choices that I could have made, and sometimes there was just no options for me to eat. But I didn't do bad. I kept my weight down. Sugar was only high maybe 2 days, so not horrible. The main thing that I was stressed about was on Tuesday, me and my 10-year-old nephew went to Ripley's Aquarium and we went swimming with the stingrays. I was really nervous about this because you have to wear a wetsuit. I was so nervous that even before we knew, even when we were first going, we knew that we had to get into a wetsuit. So I had my sister call to see what was the biggest size of the wetsuit they had because I was afraid of not being able to fit in one. And I didn't want to get down there and embarrass myself, embarrass my nephew by not being able to fit in the wetsuit and being able to go. So my sister had called and they said that the biggest they had was a 3X, but I'm a 2X. So I did a lot of Google and a lot of research of these wetsuits. They're like a pantyhose material, universal for man or woman. So I did a lot of research on that to make sure I could fit in one. And I was still a little bit panicked that I wasn't going to fit. So when we got there, I was being really quiet. And my nephew, he was like, "What's wrong with you? Why are you acting like that?" And I was like, "Nothing, everything's fine." Because I didn't want him to think that I was having a panic attack and anxiety because I was afraid I wasn't going to be able to fit in the wetsuit. My sister and my brother-in-law are both bigger people, bigger than me. So they wouldn't fit in the wetsuits at all. So I was the one who had to go with my nephew. Didn't had to go or have to go, but I wanted to go. It was something I wanted to do. But I was having major anxiety about it, and he noticed, but I kind of lied and pushed it off and told him nothing that was wrong. I was just ready to go and anxious. So we got in the little changing rooms to put on the wetsuit, and it did fit. I had a hard time. I'd never been in one before, so getting my shoulders and my arms in, I had a hard time. And at first I was like, "Oh shit, it's not gonna fit," but I ended up getting it on, and I had plenty of room in it. It fit fine. Then I was worried about all the people that was gonna see me, because it's just in this pool, and then people can gather around the pool to pet the stingrays themselves or to do whatever. And then they only let 6 people into the pool at a time for the stingrays, but this was just me and my nephew. There wasn't anybody else. It was just 2 of us. So when we were there, I kept going and looking at the pool to see how many people were gathered around, to see about how many people would see me in this wetsuit. and there was usually about 12 people around, not a whole lot. So I was like, okay, I can deal with that. So when we came out, to my horror, there was probably a good 40 people there. But they got us down into the water, and we're into the water like up to our chest. So when you're down underneath the water, you don't look near as big. So I was okay with that. And then I pretty much forgot that there was people there because we were playing with the stingrays, and I was interested in that and interacting with my nephew and interacting with the guide lady who was showing us. If you've never done that and you get a chance, I would totally do it. It was well worth the money. We even snorkeled over the bigger tank. Sorry, my kitten is swatting at me. We were even went snorkeling over the bigger tank, which I can't explain how terrifying that is at first to have on the goggles and the snorkel and to look down and to see, like, there was probably 12 to 15 stingrays down there, and there was a nurse shark that was probably about 6 feet long. They said that the nurse shark never moved, but I just knew that this was going to be the time that she was going to move and she was going to come up and she was going to eat us, and it was just going to be horrible. But once you take that first step and go over the little ledge into the deeper part, it's an amazing experience. So I had a really good time. I can't wait to have this surgery and not having to worry about fitting into a wetsuit or if I'm going to fit into something. My brother-in-law, like I said, they're bigger people. He went to play laser tag with my nephew because we went to Wonderworks and they have a laser tag floor, and he couldn't fit into the vest to play laser tag with my nephew. I just don't want that. Don't want that to be me, or don't want that to be a worry for me anymore. If I'm going to be able to ride a ride with my nephew, or if I'm going to be able to play a game, but I'm not going to be able to fit into some of the equipment or not be able to play. So that's what I'm looking forward to. Another with this surgery is I won't have to worry about it anymore. I'll just know that I'll fit. So got that done. Swam, had a really good time at the beach. I actually got sick. My nephew had strep throat while we were at the beach, so I have strep throat. I caught it. I have strep throat and an earache like I'm a 5-year-old again. On antibiotics, and they put me on a steroid, so I was a little bit worried about gaining weight with that, but so far I haven't, so hopefully I won't gain any weight. But I don't know which. I have to take the steroid and the antibiotics, but I guess we'll see what happens. I'll be on those for like 8 more days. But everything's doing good. Do the mammogram tomorrow, which should be fine. The endoscopy on the 11th, which I'm not looking for any problems with that. The main thing I'm worried about is just getting that A1C down and making sure that I can get it below 8 so that I won't have to wait another 8 weeks or however long the doctor says. Medical bills are starting to come in. That's a little bit overwhelming. I've already met the deductible for my insurance, so I shouldn't have any more of that or have to worry about that anymore, I hope. Didn't take very long to meet that with all the appointments you have to go through. So starting to get those paid on and making payments on those and getting that taken care of. Just really getting kind of anxious. Want to get it started. Still drinking pop some. Need to really stop drinking that. Just get the headache so bad, but that's all just a mental thing. I need to get over that and just stop drinking the pop. I have to stop anyway, so just go ahead and do it. Really watching the diet, trying to get some of the weight off. So we'll see how it goes. I'll check in probably next week and see how my weekend went and how the appointments went, and let everybody know what's going on with that. Right now everything's okay. No complaints, just anxious and ready to get it going. So everybody have a good week, and I will see you next week. Thanks.